Hello everybody, wee Paddy from across the shock, and this is just a wee quick video this morning. This is an update on my Benchmade Proper, which has turned out to be probably one of my favourite knives, full stop. It's the one I use the most. Now, you do know I live in a country that's got stupid laws. This fits in with the laws of the country, which is good. If it wasn't for the laws of the country, this would not be the most used. But it is, and that's how it is. I've put a lanyard on this, and I don't put a lot of lanyards on. I love this with a wee bead. Really do like the lanyard. But I've done mods on this because although I love the canvas micarta, I love that there was a couple of things I didn't like about the knife. And I modded them. I've done videos on the mods that I've done, and this is really an update on what I think of the mods, and are they worth maybe you doing? And you can go back and have a look at the mods that I've done on the knife. But I'll show you them now and let you see what it is. First of all, now it's not a weak spring, but it's not particularly, you see that? It doesn't bounce back. My one anyway, doesn't bounce back. So, what I have done is I have given myself a lovely big forward choil. Now the blade used to come up to here. If you can see now, there's the forward choil I've put on it. Now, I done this, it took about 4 goes to get it exactly right for my finger. I can now get my finger in there completely. If you can see, my finger's in completely, but I'm not resting on the blade. I didn't want to lose any more blade, because when you're cutting cardboard and whatever, this is enough that I want to go through. The reason I have done this is it won't close on me. It wasn't particularly, I wasn't comfortable with the Proper as a working knife, and I wanted to use this as a working knife. So that's what I done. I took about 4 goes with just I have a very basic Dremel. It was from China, and it does the job just as good as anything else. I've used it on numerous things for putting choils in, and for this forward choil at the front here. Makes this knife really comfortable and really secure. The other nice thing about it is, even when I'm holding down here, if this closes, if you can see there, it doesn't close in my finger. So, double safety if you like. Although a slip joint if you use correctly. I know all that, but we all make mistakes. And for me, if it's going to be a worker, take the mistakes out of the equation, and you have a knife that you're going to want to use to do harder work. And this knife can do it because, you know, it's S30V, it's great steel, it's great materials. It's a couple of little fit and finish issues, but it is a lovely knife. I've really grown to love it. Now, I think it's probably more since I put my mods on it, if I'm truthful. It's not very thin behind the edge, and I am not, I don't have the equipment to do a regrind. I don't believe that I'd want to pay to do a regrind on this knife, because it's not, this is a work knife, yeah? And I don't particularly want, a 10 degrees either side, but I did want the edge to last a bit longer, because I found that the edge, even though it's S30V, when I took it down to 17 degrees per side, you're a very thick back here. Behind the edge is really quite thick. So I decided, rather than trying to grind away part of the blade, I thought I would try a convex edge. Now, I'd watched Jeff Jewell do it in one of his knives and had great results, and it was a work knife. So the convex edge for, good hard work, got into wood or got into just doing whatever, the convex edge seemed to work for him. So I thought, well, I'll have a go at it. Now, I free-handed it. You can sort of see it. It's not a flat grind at all. To be quite honest, I was really proud of myself. Yes, I made a couple of wee mistakes. I ground a wee bit high at the front, but it's a real good convex edge. Now, convex, for those that you don't know, our normal edge, a flat grind, is like this. Or you have the hollow grind, which is sort of bent in that way. Well, the convex is just the opposite. It comes out like this. So it'll push stuff away from the edge of your blade, And to me, as a little work knife, this now lasts longer than it ever done with its original grind. And I love it. You see, for stropping back, and now again, maybe this is just me, or I'm no expert by any means, but when I'm stropping the convex, it's so much easier to bring it back to a sharp edge. Now, I'm hopefully one of the experts will let me know in the comments that that is a real thing, but to me it does. I remember doing it with some of my bushcraft knives that had convex edges on. The stropping of them was easier to come back, but with S30V I just feel in my own head this seems to be easier to strop back than what it did before I put the convex edge on it. I haven't had to redo the grind. I've just stropped it every time and brought it back with a strop. So that sort of tells you something. And I do use this all the time. This is one that I throw in my jeans all the time. This just makes this knife for me. It's what was missing was this here. And now, if they're not going to put a thinner blade stock, well, the convex. If I bought another one today, would I do the same thing? Yes, I would, because it has changed the whole outlook of the knife. It's a small knife anyway, so losing that bit of blade is not that important. There's still enough left. Let me just see what is left, just to let you know where I sort of took it. There is still just over 6 centimeters, about 62, 63 millimeters still left on that wee blade, which is enough for everyday tasks that I'm going to do. I'll let you see that. I don't know whether you can see it. If it was a flat grind, it would be shining back at you, but because it's convexed, you don't get that instant glare. You know, this is a well-polished knife. I actually didn't do it before I came on because it was okay. There we go. I mean, it's a highly polished knife, but you don't get to see it because the convex takes away that sort of mirror finish that reflects you straight back at it. The convex is curved, so it doesn't take to it. Gosh, I made that complicated. But look, all joking aside, for me, and for me alone, if anybody else wants to try it, I think putting the forward choil will make you use this knife more. I honestly do believe it will make you use the knife more, especially if you're maybe not a slip joint sort of a guy. This is definitely something that will enhance your feeling of safety when you know you can cut, and no matter what you do, the blade is not gonna close on you. So that's one thing. The other thing is the convex. I highly recommend, if you've never tried doing one, if you're a freehand sharpener, why not give it a go? Give it a try. I think I used an old knife, or did I do this? I think I maybe even done this one straight away. I can't remember. Go back to my video, it'll tell you. But there's a video on my channel where I've done the convex on it. And it's, convexing is so simple. It's just a matter of moving your hand up and out. Rather than doing straight, you actually move it up and down. So you're forming it just by movement. Little shallow movements, not big ones, just shallow movements. And it was actually much easier than what it sounds. I'll maybe do another video on that in the future, but definitely it has made this Benchmade Proper a much better knife, and I'm thoroughly enjoying having it. So there you go, short and sweet. Take care. Thank you very much for watching, and if I can help you, or you need any help, if you wanted to do this, by all means contact me. Take care now. All the best. Paddy's gone. Bye. Keep it tea time.